Ladies and gentlemen, the Audi Revolut F1 team. This is how we go into the season.
There is no bigger platform of marketing as compared to Formula One, and it comes with a huge investment.
Interesting thing that you did picking Virat Kohli as the ambassador, and he'd already been a Audi owner.
We are looking for people who align with our philosophy, who are progressive, self-made, and very recently now we have another friend of Audi.
I am Iron Man.
The associations with film industry that we had globally. Example is Iron Man, Transporter 3, Spider-Man. So many such movies that the associations remain and the brands get noticed very, very strongly. We were the first one to get an electric sports car into the country, e-tron GT RS.
One of my favorite cars.
Oh, absolutely.
All
It
time.
is. After Audi R8, so that is my favorite, to be honest.
ICE versus EV, आपकी choice.
That's a bit difficult one. Welcome Sid and Mashable India to Audi India's office. Welcome in. I'll just take you through our office, show you what we are doing here, how our teams are interacting, and what all do we display here. So starting with our merchandise display, you can see some of the merchandise that we are selling across the country is also available here. And of course, my favorite today is Formula One. So you have merchandise of Formula One, but of course we have many associations from watches to glasses to other collections that we have. You're most welcome to also purchase. This is something which we showcase a very, very small, tiny little piece when you enter our office. So here we come. This is a kind of a recreational area for us, where on one side we are showing the history wall, how we've evolved for last 100 plus years. You have Auto Union car here, kind of bringing the emotion of the brand to anybody who visits us. You have small recreational area during lunchtime. People can sit together, have a chit chat and keep it very easy. And we have very small, one-to-one meeting rooms where if you want to have an exclusive call, you can have an exclusive call. Of course, couple of meeting rooms. So this is our recreational area. Now I will take you to where Audi is. Come behind me. And how can we miss all the accolades that we've collected over the years? So on this side, you will see this wall is full of all the awards that we've won all of these years. And some of the campaigns that we really are feeling proud of. You can see a campaign that we did last year was something to do with weddings. How can we associate more with emotions of the wedding seasons that we have, because weddings is big in India. And of course, all the awards that you can see in, I think, a few hundred awards that we've won over the last couple of years. Well, this is our Karam Bhumi. This is how we work together. You don't see too many people because the sales and marketing team sits here. The main job for them is to be in the field, not in office. So they come to office once a while, but mostly they are traveling, or during lunchtime they are having lunch here and there. This is my small office. Let's say a lot of corporate decisions about Audi India happens in this office, and I really feel proud to be sitting amongst my team here. Well, you will see a little bit of books that I love to read sometimes, not all the times. Apart from this, my office space, and we also have a collection of very, very unique Audi cars, which also you can see here. All of these inspire us from time to time. Whenever we feel a little dejected here and there, come and see the history of Audi, also through small miniature cars, and feel lovely about it, feel positive about it, and continue to focus on your work.
Good morning. How are you?
Hi Siddharth, morning.
So nice to meet you.
Pleasure is mine.
आइए. This is Mashable Mornings, guys. Welcome, Sir Balbir Singh Dhillon ji, to the Mashable Mornings episode, जहाँ पर हम आपकी जिंदगी के बारे में जानेंगे, Audi के बारे में जानेंगे, and of course many more things. But सबसे पहले ये बताओ, you're about to complete 2 decades in Audi. Gen Z watching, this is for y'all and for us millennials. How does one sustain that sort of loyalty? It's like Audi is you, you are Audi just as equally, right?
Yes, you're right. It's been almost 19 years, soon finishing 20 years. I think fantastic journey from selling, let's say 5 cars a month or 10 cars a month to even 1,000 cars a month. So we've seen those kind of days, and we had tread that journey.
Yeah.
So while I'm working for the group for almost 2 decades, what has been great is that I worked in 2 brands. So I worked in Audi, I worked in Porsche. and worked in India, I've worked in Middle East. So there have been a combination of experiences that I've had, which is the strength of our group. But largely, most of the time of this has been in Audi.
क्या बात है? But tell me this, when you were selling in the north, Delhi, Chandigarh, what is the user like over there versus what is the user like in the south or let's say Maharashtra and around?
Well, I'll give you a very, let's say, very different perspective, not just from the point of view of Audi,
हाँ जी.
but in general, I think what happens is the customers in North, they are spendthrift.
Yeah.
So they're, I'm just giving very random example. If you have, let's say, 1,000 rupees in your pocket, you tend to spend 700, 800. So you're
I always
spendthrift.
thought 1100 spend कर देंगे वो लोग.
Chalo, wo bhi you can go to that extent as well. When you come to little west, then the spendings become more rational. And when you go to south, when you have 1,000, you spend 200 perhaps.
Yeah.
So that is a kind of spending pattern. So that also reflects in sometimes in the sales. We also realize this. The most stable markets when it comes to selling and growth has been south, followed by west, followed by north.
हाँ जी.
So how I can relate to the spending habits of individuals.
When we've looked at the numbers, you were at one point doing 11,500 units, and there's been a consistent drop or let's say shift because you all have also gone from diesel to petrol and then the EV kind of shift. What have you unlearned in the newer strategy that you're deploying?
First of all, it was a very conscious decision in 2020 April when we decided to move from diesel plus petrol to petrol plus electrification.
Yeah.
We knew this that we will go through a period which will be tough for us because when we took that decision, that time almost 75% market was diesel. So there is no doubt about it. When you leave that kind of a market, you will have a dent in your volumes. But for me, I think as a brand, for us, what is most important is not just the growth, because the outer world always sees one thing, which is the numbers.
Correct.
But for us, there are also various possibilities, there are various topics that we look at, which also tells us the strength of the brand, the love of the brand from the customers. To give you some examples, that every third car that we sell in India right now is being sold to our existing customers. So there's a lot of loyalty that we draw from our customers. What we are unlearning is the conventional method of marketing. To give you an example, we've reduced drastically our print media spending.
Yeah.
We've become for digital first company. So a lot of our work goes into digital medium to reach out to our potential buyers, because we have a big divide in our incomes in India. You understand this?
Yes,
while we are 1.4 billion population, not the whole population that we are targeting a very, very cream at the top.
Correct.
So we need to know where we need to reach out. So digital mediums give us that flexibility. And then the second thing which we have been improving over a period of time has been the experience part of the marketing. So now we have spent a lot of effort, not just money, in giving our customers different experience. Again, everything I want to give you with certain example, that last year we did over 700 physical events across the country between us and our dealer partners put together. So idea is that while we reach out to you digitally, but we also give you right experience, so that not only when you own the car, you should know the strength of your car, but even if you have not yet bought into our luxury, into Audi's luxury, you know what you could expect.
Fair enough. I have to get to the very simplest way an Audi is described in our country, at least some parts of our country, which is the char bangde wali gaadi.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing?
The meaning of Audi is to listen.
Yeah.
So we listen to everything. Whatever customers like, we have to follow that. And ye char bangdi wala, the phrase that has got developed, I can tell you the very initial journey of mine when I joined at the bottom end of the pyramid in Audi was as a regional sales manager.
Correct.
And Gujarat was one of my first territories. So,
oh, really?
Then I started with my dealer partner, Mr. Samir Mistry. I love him. And we started the journey by selling one car, two car. There used to be a time when one car sold was a celebration. That is, 17, 18 years back. And this phrase started to come in, and it really helped. Everybody started to notice, even not consciously, this is something which is always works unconscious. So, this started to give, every time anybody was seeing an Audi, they won't utter that word, char bangdi, but that will resonate in their mind. So that is how the brands are built. Of course, when you look at the global brands, they may or may not like it, but at the end of the day, what helps to reach out to masses, it's okay.
मुझे ये बताइए कि there is an interesting thing that you did with picking Virat Kohli as the ambassador, and he'd already been a Audi owner. So how much pivot does bringing a big brand ambassador like that bring to a brand? And कुछ विराट साहब के साथ कोई personal anecdotes हो तो वो भी बताइएगा.
I think when it comes to associations which gives you strength, first of all, we call all of these associations, all of these people who we have associated with their friends of Audi, rather than we calling them brand ambassadors.
Okay.
You know, one thing which we do a lot of due diligence before doing any such association. We are looking for people who have who align with our philosophy, Boschmund or Schrechnik. So, you know, who are progressive, self-made, who are resonating with our philosophy. So after doing all of this due diligence, then we are able to, we have a very, very open conversation. You know, it's not a transaction that we do with them. You know, our engagement with them is not just about doing some social media post or bringing them to some of our events. You know, we try to bring them closer to our customers. We make them interact with our customers so that our customers are also able to relate with brand as well as somebody who's associated with brand. So I think our associations have been such, and very recently we also now we have another friend of Audi, Neeraj Chopra.
Yes, sir.
So all of these brands, and then of course Ravi Shastri, all of very, very limited associations, but the associations which are resonating with the brand. Success doesn't come overnight. You have to work very, very hard. You have to be technologically in advance. As far as we are concerned, we have to keep on evolving. We have to keep on improving every day. Technology plays a big part today, even in sports like cricket.
Correct.
Even sports like javelin, the way you throw. You know, there's a lot of science has that come by, and that's what is happening in the car industry as well. So I think this is the kind of associations that we have, and all of these friends of Audi continue to engage with us. They continue to, I would say, bring more fans into our community.
Hanji.
That's how we associate with them.
Having such a big brand ambassador, is there a way you measure the outcome? Is there ever a way that you can pinpoint at awareness having quadrupled or 10x because of getting a great friend of Audi? Do you think there is an attribution you can place a finger on?
So it depends upon where you are as a brand in a country, or at what stage you are. So I think if I look at 5 years, 7 years, 10 years before now,
Hanji.
at that time when the brand was evolving, at that time we would probably need a brand ambassador or a friend of Audi, so to say, who can elevate it. So, you know, it's a time value of the brand. Right now, at this stage where we've sold over 100,000 cars in India, so the brand is known very, very widely. What is important to know is that, you know, it is more about customer engagement, customer interaction. So that is we try to create certain content with them, which then I would say can be related to our audience. Just to give you an example, very recently we had a very good time with Neeraj Chopra when we took him for an ice drive experience.
Yes, I would like to be nominated to that ice drive, please.
Sure.
Done.
So,
just because we have a first lane heartbreaker, I will have to take a hot take with you. Any hot take about Indian roads and Indian driving that you have from right now to share with us?
I think it's ever evolving. I'm actually super happy for the last, let's say, 8-10 years. The improvements in our highways have been extremely good. I think the usage of our cars, which was largely sitting at the back, has completely changed. Now, if I look at my customer base, almost 70 to 80% customers, their first preference is not sitting at the back but driving. That is also reflective of our, I would say, our sales. Initially, we used to sell 50-50 sedans and SUVs, but off late now, the SUVs have taken 60% of the sale. So I think this is all which is evolving.
A very interesting thing that happened in 2007 when I joined kiye. BMW also came in India technically the same year.
More or less. I think they were maybe a year ahead of us or 2 years ahead of us, but more or less at the same time.
लेकिन क्या लगता है आपको Audi ने ऐसा क्या अच्छा किया जो आप number 2 बहुत जल्दी बन गए थे? तो what was the sales strategy that you think worked?
I think I personally would say more than sales strategy, it was a combination of product strategy and marketing.
Okay.
I still remember those times when one of the MD that we had at the time, very aggressive guy, but the products that we brought in, especially the entry segment, the A3, we were trying to reach out to the segments which were uncaptured, corporate segment, etc. So this was the combination of, like I said, marketing as well as the product strategy. The combination of both eventually led us to grow very fast.
Do you think there is a young versus old thing that worked for Audi, and then that has had a dynamic shift in recent times?
I think we've always been following one mantra is catch them young. So that is how it is. You have to catch them young.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Even if we are not able to sell the car today, we have to catch their mind.
Yeah.
So I'll give you again examples. For every new car that we sold last year, we also sold a pre-owned car.
Okay.
So we are also creating an ecosystem where we're giving the luxury experience to customers even before they're buying a new car.
Okay.
Because they may or may not be ready today to buy a new car, but they can still own a pre-owned car.
Correct.
They go through the same cycle, they go through the same experience, and we don't, keep a separate sales process for pre-owned cars. It's exactly the same. I think the second anecdote that I can give you is that more than 40% of the cars that we sell today are being sold to customers whose age is less than 40. And more than 70% of the cars that are being sold today where the customer's age is less than 50. So there used to be a time when, let's say, this was other way around. 70% would be more than 50. That was the era 10-15 years ago. This is completely flipped.
मुझे ये बताइए कि the Honda stint that you had, that was, hard Southeast Asian kind of learning, and again, very disciplined and a certain hierarchical approach. What were the key learnings from Honda?
Well, to be honest, first of all, I must also say, I personally as a manager also believe that we are all students for life. So everywhere I've worked, I'm sure I've learned many things, but from Honda what I've learned is processes. So everything has to pass into that pipeline of the same process. You like it or you don't like it. That is not company's problem. You have to follow the process. If the process is wrong, the process needs to change, but the process has to be followed. So that is the rigorous learning that I've had from them. And, the processes continue to evolve. Just to give you a very small example, not just Honda, I think many companies now do this. If I have to set up a dealership in a city, we would do rigorous studies, sitting on the roads, checking how many cars are going this side and how many cars are coming this side.
What are you saying?
And which of these cars are of which cost, cadre, and then you decide where to put the showroom. This is the real time study that you do without trusting anybody. The follow up that let's say Honda does, or let's say any Japanese company does from that point of view, is that don't trust individuals, trust the process, trust the system, trust the data. So you collect the data, put into somewhere together, and then you decide what to be done. So this is something that I've learned from them, and I try as much as possible to follow the same. So processes.
Two questions here. One, how big is the event economy for you, or how well does it do for your marketing techniques? And second, कितना relationship, मतलब कितनी visits के बाद एक व्यक्ति एक luxury purchase करता है इंडिया में?
5 years, 7 years, 10 years back, what events in the luxury segment we used to do is now being done by the mass car segments. So we need to also continue to evolve. Correct. And we are trying to become as exclusive as possible, because that's what our customer segment is. If you remember, I'm just digressing a little bit. There was an ad of Onida TV. Owner's pride.
Correct.
Neighbor's envy, owner's pride.
Yes.
That's something I can relate to in the space that we operate, because for the luxury buyer, it is all about emotions.
Correct.
When a luxury car is bought, that day onwards, that family moves to the next tier.
Yeah.
And that feeling starts to come few years before.
Okay, rapid fire, business 101. Let's understand ICE versus EV. Aapki choice.
For me, at this point in time, it's difficult to answer, but ICE.
Yeah. Do you do sedans or SUVs?
SUVs.
Always?
No, combination. When I'm driven sedan, when I drive SUV.
क्या बात है. Beaches या mountains, where do you take the road trips to?
Mountains.
Always?
Sometimes beaches, but mostly mountains.
क्या बात है.
That's where I love. You get to drive. You get to see the strength of the car.
Hack to driving on ice.
You drive. The steering moves in the other side
Oh,
when
fully?
you're driving. Broadly, yeah, that's how you control the car.
क्या बात है. Do you like the track or city roads?
Goes without saying. Goes without saying.
Do you have a speed at which do you think you should go onto the incline when you're driving on a track?
That's a bit difficult one. When you're going towards the inclination on the track, maybe 150, 160.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can go upwards of 200 also.
Yeah, but
on the
I'm
climb.
a bit safe driver, to be
You have
honest.
to be precision driving trained.
I'm a little safe driver.
Oh, you're a safe driver?
I am. On driving, I'm safe, but in many other things, I am more risk taker. Yes.
क्या बात है.
In career, I'm risk taker. In finances, in stock market, I'm a risk taker.
Interesting. Let's talk about Audi and F1.
Yes.
I think that's a very, very big association. Is that like the largest marketing punt, or is Audi back in F1?
Combination of both.
हाँ जी.
Because I personally believe there is no bigger platform of let's say marketing
Yeah.
as compared to a Formula One, and and the Formula One is not an event which happens and then you wait for 1 year.
Correct.
It happens multiple times in a year.
Yeah.
There are weekends after weekends after weekends, and then enthusiasm growing weekend after weekend after weekend, and it comes with a huge investment.
Yeah.
That we've consciously as a company decided to do. And also equally important is what we are doing. If you see, for developing an engine, to developing a chassis, to developing transmission, everything is being done from bottom up.
And still being FIA compliant.
Absolutely, in such a short span of time. So living to the philosophy of Wachstum durch Technik, progress through technology, and that is what we are trying to achieve. We are doing let's say this race events. We are showcasing these races at some of our locations at our dealerships, and and the kind of enthusiasm that we get from our customers, their kids, they bring their families along and have a small nice session during the day. It's really heartening to see very, very youngsters. We know that they're not going to buy the car in 2 months or 2 years or 5 years from now.
Correct.
But they'll be fans for life. So these are those engagements which are addressing multiple layers of society. So we are addressing the ones who are buying the cars. We are addressing the ones who are the customers and their next generation. We are addressing somebody who is not yet buying the car, who only loves the Formula One. Even if somebody is buying a merchandise of Audi, of Formula One, even we are touching their hearts.
Correct.
Audi has always been, I'm just now going a little bit beyond, let's say F1.
Anji.
If you see the associations with film industry that we had globally.
Correct.
You can name a very few films, but these are those films that will remain for decades. Example is the Iron Man.
Correct.
10 years from now you will watch, 20 years from now you will watch Transporter 3.
Yeah.
So these are some of the associations which are not limited to that time period where they come by. But they remain. Spider-Man, Homecoming. There's so many such series, movies that the associations remain and the brands get noticed very, very strongly.
Yeah.
So, these are some of the nuances of the
and when
marketing.
Tony Stark walked away from that car, it was not even it was a prototype, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
That was displayed in the movie. ये बताओ कि it used to be an executive car also. For a long time, it was perceived कि भाई senior execs लेंगे. Versus lifestyle buyers. ये perception shift आपको कब लगता है हुआ इंडिया में और अब कितना division है, if there is a broad division that we can make?
So the base of the car buying is just evolving like anything, and people are becoming younger and younger, and people, हम saving society से spending society में पहुंचे नहीं हैं, but हमारी वो journey चालू है.
हाँ.
Post pandemic जो हम सिर्फ पहले मैं भी मतलब आई कम फ्रॉम द टाइम व्हेन हमारे लिए भी हमने सीखा है कि सेव करना है आपको हमेशा.
जी.
बट आई थिंक हम भी इवॉल्व हो रहे हैं कि हमें भी लगता है इस लाइफ में जो हमने कमाया उसका एक पोर्शन हमें खुद के ऊपर भी स्पेंड करना है. एक और एग्जांपल देता हूँ. आई थिंक इंडियन इकोनॉमी फ्रॉम व्हाट आई रीड इज दैट विल बिकम अबाउट $20 billion इकोनॉमी इन द लग्जरी स्पेस, एंड उसमें 3 चीज़ें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होंगी. let's say 50% of that spending will be in three things. One is automotive, second is experience, and third is beauty.
Yeah.
So आप ये लगा लो कि 8 से 10 billion dollars will be this kind of an economy.
This is by 2030?
2030.
e-tron का जो लॉन्च कैंपेन था उसने बड़ी वेव्स मचाई थी. आई थिंक दैट वाज अ वेरी वेरी पॉपुलर कार. सो उस कैंपेन के पीछे ब्रीफ क्या था? हाउ एक्साइटेड वर यू ऑल फॉर द कार एंड व्हाट डिड द फॉलो अप लुक लाइक?
e-tron, see, we were one of the first ones to get electric cars into the country.
Correct.
And we were the first one to get an electric sports car into the country.
Yeah.
e-tron GT RS.
Oh, sir, one of my favorite cars.
Oh, absolutely.
All
It was- after Audi R8, that is my favorite, to be honest.
Wow.
Rocket.
Super.
Coming back to the topic, I think that was the time when there was a lot of positive word around, or let's say something that started off in India, which was to do with a success of startups.
Yeah.
The startup culture started building up about 5 years back, 4 years back. So there was a lot of buzz around that. So we wanted to ride that wave. So our marketing strategy was revolving around startups.
ठीक है.
And since we were importing the car, at that point in time, we knew that the cars will come at certain price points. And most of the cars were above 1 crore.
Yeah.
At that point in time, and they remain to be that way. So we knew our audience will be the ones who are the startup owners.
जी.
These are the ones who are willing to take risks, because we were bringing absolutely new technology into the country, and we were more or less aligned with their thought process, their mind, what they had in their mind. So we did a lot of activities through the startup owners, and we did a lot through word of mouth.
Yeah.
That is something that we tried very successfully at that point in time, and it worked well, to be honest.
Audi को मिस कर रहा हूँ सर पिछले 4-5 साल से, because I used to be very deeply indulging in Audi communication or content or visibility, and I've thought that I've missed it in the life cycle, which is why the beginning question was about sales numbers, or the pivot to.
Let me share with you something which I've not shared with anybody.
Yes.
Come the festive season, you will hear a lot.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring a lot of excitement.
All the
That's
best.
all I can say at this time.
Fair
Not
enough.
sharing more than this, but just wait.
No, between the auto industry, we keep getting leaks about the kind of launches you could be coming with and the kind of announcements that could be happening. So I'm hoping it's one of those.
Yes, of course.
So
Yeah,
congratulations on that. But India है festive, नहीं? आज
Oh,
भी
yes,
festive
yes.
season sales are it beats everything else, correct?
अच्छा, मैं तो इस चीज़ को ना इस तरह से लेता हूँ कि मैं ये चीज़ खुद पे जज करता हूँ कि वो जो फेस्टिव के जो महीने होते हैं ना, उस महीने में और जो बाकी महीनों में मेरी अपनी जो पर्सनल स्पेंडिंग है वो कैसे मूव करती है. तो मैंने खुद से महसूस किया कि फेस्टिव तक के टाइम पे मुझे ना खरीदते टाइम ज़्यादा डर नहीं लगता. मुझे मतलब इमोशन वहाँ पे पहुँचा होता है कि हम ले लेते हैं, देखी जाएगी यार जो भी होगा. तो पता नहीं ऐसा क्यों है. मे बी अच्छा वो 01 वाली स्टोरीज वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. गुड दैट वी केम टू दिस पॉइंट. सो आई थिंक एंड उसी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से अगर मैं जैसे यूरोप में जब हम जाते हैं वहाँ पे जब मौका लगता है कस्टमर से इंटरेक्ट करने का, लाइक मोस्ट ऑफ माई कॉलीग्स आर कस्टमर्स और दे ओन एन ऑडी, तो उनका जो थॉट प्रोसेस है वो बिल्कुल अलग है उनके लिए, बिकॉज वहाँ पे पेनिट्रेशन ऑफ लग्जरीज एट अ वेरी डिफरेंट लेवल फॉर देम. अगेन कमिंग बैक टू वन मोर एग्जाम्पल, हमारी जो जब एनुअल इनकम जिस भी कस्टमर सेगमेंट को हम एड्रेस करते हैं इंडिया में, गाड़ी लेट्स से उसका एनुअल इनकम, फैमिली की एनुअल इनकम का अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 1.5 से 2 गुना होता है. और हम 5 साल का लोन लेते हैं और गाड़ी खरीदते हैं. इफ़ यू गो टू यूएस एंड ऑल, मे बी वो उनकी एनुअल इनकम का आधा होता है गाड़ी का प्राइस. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द थिंग्स वी, and this can only happen if you are an emotional country.
Correct.
So the emotions for us in car in India is still a luxury.
Yeah.
Whatever said and done, very less families own cars in terms of percentage as compared to Western world or even China for that matter, or Southeast Asia. So उस point of view से emotions are always very high on side. And coming back to that 0 and 1 story, now this is when I joined Audi way back in 19 years back. So हमारे लिए जर्मन ब्रांड बहुत नया था, तो हमारी ट्रेनिंग होती थी, मतलब वो कल्चरल ट्रेनिंग बोलते थे, बिकॉज हम जर्मन्स हैं 0 और 1 और हम हैं एवरीथिंग इन बिटवीन. वी आर ऑलवेज ग्रे. हम हाँ बोलना है तो हम ऐसे बोलेंगे, ना बोलना तो या
नहीं
उल्टा
सर, हम
कुछ
ऐसा
भी
भी बोलते कुछ।
तो ऑल वी आर ऑल एनीथिंग इन बिटवीन. सो हाउ डू यू मैच दिस कल्चर? बिकॉज हम Germans are very structured.
Okay.
They would have, all my colleagues in Germany, just to give an example, they would have planned for the next year's holiday already. मुझे तो इस साल का नहीं पता अभी कि कब जाऊंगा और कहाँ जाऊंगा.
सही बात बोल रहे हो।
They would have planned for next year as well.
Oh, wow.
और same way when it comes to work, they are very structured in their work. हमारे लिए कि 24 घंटे जब तक हमारा फोन चल रहा है हम काम कर रहे हैं. सैटरडे संडे हम उनके लिए फॉर देम पर्सनल लाइफ इज पर्सनल. सो इस कल्चर को दो लोगों को कैसे जब साथ में बैठेंगे तो कैसे इनको इकट्ठा करें, तो वो हमारी ट्रेनिंग हुआ करती थी, तो हम उनके बारे में सीखते थे. सो आई ऑलवेज स्टिल आई एम सेइंग द जर्मनी इज 0 and 1 एंड वी आर ऑल एवरीथिंग इन बिटवीन.
इंटरेस्टिंग.
So that is something which I've learned from let's say Audi.
हाँ सही बात है. तो हमारे देश में बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ें होती हैं और हम वही बातें करते चलते हैं हमारे इस अनोखे ऑन द मूव पॉडकास्ट में, विच इज़ कॉल्ड मैशेबल मॉर्निंग्स. प्लीज हिट सब्सक्राइब इफ यू हैवंट येट.